Well, let me tell you where I was going with those other two scriptures.
Okay.
I mean, one of them is very simple. Whenever, like when Pontius Pilate, says, "What is truth?"
Hmm.
I mean, that sounds completely out of phase, but the fact is it was a concept that he was completely unfamiliar with. It meant nothing to him,
Hmm.
and that's really what it meant. That's really what that verse was about. Don't talk to Pilate about the truth. He's never even explored it. He's never thought of it.
Hmm.
He didn't even know it existed. I
Huh.
mean, Pontius Pilate was an animal living in an animal world. You might as well talk to your dog about truth and
Huh.
understanding, because that was not something that the Romans did. The
Huh.
Romans killed and took things. They enslaved people. They didn't have anything. They didn't do anything that had anything to do with truth. I
Hmm.
don't even. They had a pagan religion. I mean, so that was pretty simple to explain. I mean,
Hmm.
that was the truth. What I think is important about it in terms of natural law is that there are people, and most of them are at high levels, that are just like uh, Pontius Pilate. Now, they may profess to understand the truth and what it is, but it's of no use to them.
No use.
No use at all. They're in an entirely different system.
Hmm.
I mean, what would Mark Zuckerberg or Bill Gates have to say about truth?
That's a good question.
And that's why
Well,
that's the way I look at that passage.
that's very similar to the passage I was talking about too, because it's the when the law, in the writing and the written word as a stopping point, um, that's to miss the point, and the spirit, which is what the law is pointing at to begin with, or the spirit, which is the source of all the law, you know, that's what's being that's the intention all along.
That's
The scribes and
that's
Pharisees missed it.
that's the real thing. See,
Yeah.
language is only an approximation of the real thing that you just talked about.
Right.
You
That's
explain something to a person with language, they understand approximately what you meant. If they could be reached on a spiritual level, they would understand exactly what you mean.